orcs like this, but I'm mighty glad to see you all the same.
We might say exactly the same. What are you doing here?
We've come to activate an ancient weapon. With luck, it'll kill a lot of orcs.
What sort of weapon?
You'll see. Once activated, it'll take some time to do its work. Aye, and it's sure to bring a lot more orcs down on us, too. No time for dilly-dallying. Go ahead and use it.
We'll hold off the orcs.
A horn call? Are you mad? You're calling them here!
I did warn you about that.
Trolls!
This is a tall order.
Come on!
A troll!
mountain is coming down!
Aye, a good deal of it anyway. Just as we hoped.
You knew this was going to happen?
It's what we came here for.
We had to strike this blow if our people are to survive. I'm heartily sorry for getting all of you killed as well.
I don't think we need to worry about death just yet. Look!
Durin's beard!
Well, this is a day I'll not soon forget. I've seen a few things in my time, but I've not flown on an eagle's back till today. Well, now that it's a bit easier to talk, let me thank you properly for saving our lives and bid you welcome to Nordenbad, our home. Nordri's father, the Lord Gorin, will want to speak with you. Nordri's gone ahead to report on the Gundabad raid and to tell him about everything you did for us.
Why did you need your war?
We keep a careful watch on the orcs in the mountains. We saw them gathering in luck. We didn't like our chances against that many orcs, but we knew about the hidden weapon at Gundabad. So Nordri and I led a small force there to use it against them.
Seemingly there was no returning from such a mission, yet you undertook the task willingly.
Aye, every dwarf was a volunteer and knew he wouldn't be coming back.
But you said Nordri is Gorin's son. He allowed his heir to undertake such a mission?
He didn't have a choice. After a lifetime of lecturing the lad about his duty to his people, there was no way Gorin could say no when Nordri volunteered, much as he'd have liked to.
What can you tell us of the device you used to collapse the ceiling at Gundabad? In all my long years of study, I have heard of nothing like it.
It was an ancient defense made by the dwarves who delved Gundabad long ago. Nobody understood the qualities of stone better than the dwarves of old. And they knew that just the right sound can cause solid stone to split. They used that knowledge to build a defense against any enemy who might force their way past the gates of their home.
But Mount Gundabad has been in the hands of the orcs for centuries. How did you know about this weapon?
Aye, it's been in the hands of the orcs for many a year, but not straight through. I was only a lad when my people fought a great war against the orcs, when my father helped sack Gundabad. He was one of the stoneworkers who found the weapon. Made a big impression on him, and he told me the tale so many times I was sure I could find the thing and use it against the orcs.
But how did you know it would still work after all this time?
We didn't. The whole thing was a gamble. Luckily it paid off.
Might I assume that you have such a defense here at Nordenbad?
Some things are best left secret, I think.
Do you think the orcs will pursue us?
Escaping on eagles like we did will throw them off the trail a bit, but it won't be long before they realize it was a group of dwarves that hit them first, and that'll get them thinking about us here. It's not like they're not thinking about Nordman anyway, but I'll let Gorin tell you more about that.
We are pleased to be made welcome here, but in the rush of battle and our hurried escape, I fear we missed your name.
Oh, confound me for an old fool. Bruni, son of Bane, at your service and your families. A captain of the Nordenbad Guard and a servant of Lord Gorin.
What can you tell me about the Lord of these halls?
Gorin's a great leader. He'd have to be to hold Nordenbad together for so long, surrounded by enemies and starved for basic necessities as we are. There's not a dwarf here who wouldn't lay down his life for him.
We would be pleased to speak with Lord Gorin.
Just make your way past the door as you see yonder and you'll find him within. The guards have been instructed to let you pass.
I suspect I'm the first man to see the inside of these halls.
I am certain I am the first elf to do so.
Here, sire, are those I spoke of. Allow me to present a kinsman, Farron of Erebor, and also Andriel and Eridan, his companions. We succeeded in our task, and I live to tell of it, thanks only to their aid.
You are most welcome here, kinsman, and no less so your companions, be they man, elf, or eagle. Welcome all to Nordenbad, last hall of the Longbeards in the Grey Mountains. You have returned to me, my son and my oldest friend, whom already I mourned as lost. For this, you will forever have my gratitude and the hospitality of these halls. Know that this is not something lightly given, for never before have we allowed any but our own folk to pass these gates. And no eyes have gazed upon the hidden lake of Azanzaram, save those of our close kindred. Yet for what you have done, I will gladly lay aside our ancient oath of secrecy.
You are Longbeards? Then you are of Durin's folk, and close kin to Farron.
Aye. In centuries past, most of our kin called these mountains home. But then the dragons came from the far north. One by one, our halls were lost or abandoned. All but Nordenbad. We alone endured those dark times. And thanks to you, we may hope to endure our current troubles as well.
What can you tell me of your home?
My great-great-grandsire was the first to enter the caves of this mountain, where he discovered the hidden lake we call Azanzaram. He was awed by its beauty, and led some of his kin here. Slowly, over many long years, with loving hands and careful chisels, we created the halls you see before you. Nordenbad was never rich in gold or jewels, but its beauty would move even the most cold-hearted dwarf. That is why we have remained here for so long. There is not a dwarf among us who would not choose death for exile from our home.
The lake is indeed lovely. Did your kin create it?
Nay, my ancestors discovered Azanzaram even as you see it. We have worked with care to enhance what we found. A chip here, a tap there, fashioning bridges, halls, and tunnels. But always, we have taken care to preserve the great gift we were given.
It is beautiful, and I am honored to behold it.
May I ask how it was you happened to be in so unlikely a place as Mount Gundabad? One does not go lightly into so foul a pit.
We were seeking a servant of Mordor, a man called Agandaur.
Agandaur. We are familiar with that one. Curse his Blackheart.
He appeared before our gates some weeks past, and called us to parley, in the name of Sauron the Great, so he said.
A parley? For what purpose?
He demanded that we yield ourselves up to the mercy of Sauron, as if there was any mercy in the Dark Lord.
He lays claim to Nordenbad, telling us if we turn over our halls and riches without a fight, our lives will be spared, and we will be free to seek a new home elsewhere.
Of course, we would have nothing of that. When we defied him, he grew wrathful, threatening us with the fiery doom that overtook our ancestors.
What could he want with Nordenbad? Please pardon me, Lord Gorin, but these halls are very remote. Is it wealth he seeks?
Nay. Nordenbad provides for our needs, but never have we considered it rich, save in beauty.
I fear he may have allied himself with the dragon Radagast, who dwells in these parts. With such a beast at his command, we would have little hope of resisting him.
Dragons are wicked creatures, but proud. Could even Agandaur command one to serve?
Perhaps not on his own account, but if he speaks for the Dark Lord, even Radagast would think twice before offending him.
Dragons are wicked creatures, and their greed knows no bounds. Agandaur only has to name the right price.
Perhaps the best course would be to destroy this dragon before Agandaur sends him against us.
Destroy Radagast? If only it were that simple. The attack on Gundabad would be a peaceful stroll around the lake in comparison. Nay, if it were so easy to slay dragons, there would be many more dwarves still dwelling in these mountains.
Radagast has never taken notice of us before. We rather hoped it would stay that way. They say it does not pay to leave a live dragon out of your calculations if you live near one.
And we cannot allow Agendour to gain such a powerful ally.
Even Imladris would be no haven against dragonfire. Where will we find Radagast?
You do not lack for courage, I will grant you. Yet we know not where the dragon dwells. No dwarf has discovered his lair and lived to tell of it.
Perhaps Radagast knows this secret, or can discover it. Seems there is little that happens in Wilderland that escapes his notice.
You speak of Radagast the Brown, one of the Astari, the Order of Wizards.
So you know him, do you?
We have never met, yet often I have heard him spoken of. He is said to be skilled in the lore of all herbs and beasts, especially birds. Do you know where he may be found?
He dwells within the forest of Mirkwood, away to the south. Perhaps your companion Belaram would know where to find him, for it is said that Radagast is a friend to the Lord of Eagles himself.
Much as I'd like to avoid Mirkwood, seems like it'd be worth our time to speak to this wizard.
Indeed. But before you set out, please accept a token of our gratitude. Seek out my steward Galar. I've instructed him to open our vaults to you. I believe you may find something within that will be of service in the days ahead.
Now here's a sight. I hear tell there was an elf come to visit. Word of you has spread like a beard on fire. Never seen an elf before. Had no idea your kind could be so fierce. But I hear you hit the enemy hard. Well done. So, how can I help you today?
Dwarves can be a secretive folk, especially when they guard a valuable secret. Could it be that you found Mithril here?
Aye, we've no such wealth as Mithril here. Not that I haven't dreamt of finding a vein of true silver. I work iron and a bit of ordinary silver or gold. A few gems here and there. Mostly we hide to escape the notice of the dragons. Bad blood between dwarves and dragons as well, you know. And then there's all the orcs. Ah, but I dream of a day when we could trade for finer goods. I've been working on a silver belt studded with crystal, with a special mount for the gem I crave above all others. The gem that comes from no mine.
What sort of gem would that be?
Pearls! The most perfect and beautiful of precious things. How they glimmer and gleam. I've hoarded a small handful of white pearls, but even those won't satisfy me for this belt. My dream of perfection is nothing less than the fabled Black Pearl. I've heard rumor of them, but I fear I'll never see one.
If I should have the good fortune to find one of these black pearls, I will bring it to you.
Mighty good of you. You'll find me generous should you return. I mean, when you return. Anything else I can do for you? What a strange-looking creature. You must be the elf I've been hearing about. You look like a stiff wind could blow you over. But I suppose appearances can be deceived. Are you here to buy something? I've an excellent stock of the best Northernbond craftwork, so speak up. Time's a wasting.
Goran sent me to you. He said I should speak with you to receive a token of his gratitude.
Yes, yes. He may have mentioned it to me. It was rather too generous of him. Not that I don't appreciate what you did, but how does he expect me to increase our wealth by giving our best work away? Well, here you go. Take your pick. Are you here to buy something? Are you here to buy something? here to buy some? Are you here to buy something?
Mirkwood is a place I prefer to fly over, not into, but we are ready to go.
You know Radagast well.
The Brown Wizard has been a close friend of the Eagles since he first came to Middle-earth and settled into the forest that is now called Mirkwood, even before it came to have that dark name. That was long before I was born, but I have visited with him many times in his home at Rosgobel when I would bring him news from afar. But I have not seen him since he abandoned Rosgobel.
Radagast lived there for centuries. Why would he abandon it?
He was gone from his home before I could ask. But there has been a growing threat and darkness in the south of Mirkwood. I believe Rosgobel is no longer safe, even for a wizard. But fear not. I know Radagast's favored places in the north of Mirkwood. We will find him, or I will bring you to a place you are likely to find him at the very least.
I thought counted a rare thing that you offered your aid to us, and hardly expected 2 more eagles to do the same. What can you tell me of them?
Armanel is a seasoned warrior. He knows full well what he faces, and accepts it gladly. Baron Thor is young, and eager to prove himself. But he has deep courage, and few can match his swiftness on the wing. But you need not take my word. Ask them yourself. They will gladly speak with you if you so desire.
We will be departing soon.
We will be ready.
Seeking the wizard. No one can help him now. And no one can help you.
Take cover within this sphere of light!
Let's see if you can take me! Stand
done, my friends. That one will spread his veil of lies no more. Yet I fear this was no chance meeting. If Wolfram was here, it could mean trouble for Radagast. You should press on and find him.
The sorcerer said something about a wizard.
He can only have meant Radagast.
But what could Agendaur want with Radagast?
The Brown Wizard concerns himself little with the outside world, yet he has worked against Sauron in the past. Perhaps Agendaur merely wishes to settle an old score, but it seems more likely he seeks to prevent Radagast from aiding his enemies. We should find him.
This could mean Agendaur guessed our plan and has struck first.
If so, Radagast may be in grave danger.
How far are we from the wizard's dwelling?
It is difficult to say for certain. Even the eyes of an eagle cannot pierce the interwoven boughs of Mirkwood, and clearings are few in this wood.
We will find him, but what about you? Are you hurt?
The beast did its damage, but not enough to keep me from the air. I will be fully recovered soon enough.
We will continue the search on foot. Should we look for you here once we have found him?
No, I must find my companions. They are probably worried about me. Together, we will keep watch from above. Radagast has many friends among the birds of Mirkwood. If you find him, he can send a message to us easily enough.
Very well, but be careful. There may be more of these fell beasts about.
I don't like the look of this Mirkwood. I wish our path would have led us elsewhere.
Why would Radagast choose to make his home in such a place?
They say that Mirkwood was not always like this. It was fair enough before the shadow of the Dark Lord fell over it.
That shadow lies here still. There are evil creatures in this wood. Be on your guard. Look, there!
Warg! That's done it. Now the whole forest knows we're here.
Let's go. The warg that one hears is worse than the orc that one fears.
True, but where the warg howls, there also the orc prowls. An encampment of orcs!
Be watchful. The wargs have given away our presence.
I don't like this. Keep your eyes open.
Up there! An archer!
It's an ambush!
They seek cover in the undergrowth.
We need cover from their arrows!